Hello and happy team meeting to everyone. We're going to all wave to those who are watching later on. And actually, we have so many people on that we have more pages that are on this. That's so exciting. Absolutely love it. Okay. And then I'm going to unmute Ken and unmute Mary here because we want to just bring them in. You know, we just got back from the annual event and there's so much news. There's so many things going on and it's like getting into the next gear of Zinzino. It's like we're going into Zinzino 2.0. And there was probably a 2.0 a long time ago. So then we've got to the 3.0 and the 4.0 and the 5.0. And I think we're actually getting into Zinzino next 0.0. Let's just say it that way. And
next gen.
Yeah, and you can feel it, couldn't you, Ken? You've been to more than one leader school. There's a different level. There's a different vision. They're doing something, aren't they?
It's a totally different feel to the whole program. It's more like Zinzino with a big hug. So yeah, it motivates you. You actually get a broader perspective of actually it being a real family, as opposed to just leader school where they're jamming information into you. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
I honestly enjoyed it. It was great, actually.
I really was. Mary.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And I think I tried to put a few posts out to kind of give you guys a little bit of what was going on out there. It's a lot more recognition than Leader School is, but there's still a lot of great information. But you definitely had the, what's the word I'm looking for? But it was one big, not just one big family, but it was all coming together. It was just a really great camaraderie and everything on that. So enjoyed every minute of it.
And I think many of you here were at Leader School, right? We were at Leader School. How many at Leader School? There's quite a few of everybody. And you could tell at Leader School how much they revered our leaders and how much everything that they're talking about is being new and cutting edge and, you know, what you needed to be. That's where Zinzino either is or is leading the way in. And that's some of the things that they've been working on right now. So we're going to talk about a couple different things like the Zinzino Hub, which I know everybody's getting kind of excited about. And yet they're worried a little bit about how does it work? What does it do? You know, there's so many things about that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the campaigns. We're going to talk about where Zinzino is going and what we're going to do here in the next period of time. There's so many things that are working out. And one of the things that I thought about is having our very own Mike Perry on. So this is how cool Zinzino is. This is how cool it is. Because our CEO, when he heard we were having a team meeting and it was 9 o'clock Central Time, it's still 10 o'clock his time, he said, I'll be there. I just love this. Mike.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm awake.
All right, Mike.
I came back from work and took a nap so I could stay up. You know,
that's what you need to do. Well, Mike, you know, Zinzino has actually, we've had different things in the past, and we're actually getting a lot of the stuff worked out. I could feel it. You and the office have had a really close relationship on building up what the things that are going on. We have some things that we know that are going on now, but it's the solutions are there and we know the issues, and it's like the puzzle pieces all falling together, right, Mike?
That is correct. The recent back orders, that's going to be fixed. The orange lemon mint, the first delivery should be tomorrow, and then the following delivery. And I think we all learned to not run out of product. And so we're putting things in place for that. I'm going out to the warehouse next week, and I'm going to look at packaging, putting in some, when we changed the kits, we changed some of the boxes and they didn't fit. So we're going to look at getting, this company's an expert in this. And so we're looking about getting external and internal packaging and really make it look much more professional. That'll be happening. So we take care of those two things. I think the shipping is working. Any issues that we hear about with the packing, we we get right on top of, and the company's responsive is excellent. So those are the improvements. With Michelle and I, especially Michelle, started looking at the Ben Dixon the hub, and I know that there was a question about. I think Alex had a question about the Aqua X only be able to send that, but I know Michelle did something with Karin to send the Viva. So we'll make ourselves more familiar with that, and then if you have any questions, give us a call. With that, as we go through it, and it improves. What else, Carla? I mean, there's let's see. Those are the main ones. Do you have some others we talked about?
Well, I mean, the thing is I think we really don't have a whole bunch of things going on that way. And you can tell that, I had a meeting while we were there with Doug and Jacob and Helena, and then Yana, who's now involved in all the U.S. things. And I mean, it really made just like we know where we're going. We know what we need to do. There were different issues that needed to be worked out, and they have a clear plan for the U.S. and Doug is very distinct on it.
Oh yeah. I'll probably be hearing from him tomorrow. But one thing is that we're now in Utah, and we used to be on the East Coast, which made it a little quicker. So we got to do a little more planning because and they understand that. And so we're going to also there's a new program that we can get into a fast track FDA approval process, which will be helpful when the products come over. So these little things will add up to big things. And the main thing is when the summer hits, we just need to be loaded with inventory. And as we start to really grow, we need to have be in stock with our number one items. So, yeah, that's coming together. The marketing's coming together. I talked to Randy Gage after the meeting in Mastermind and thanked him for all the work he did. And he said, more's coming. It's really a lot of great things are coming. So looking forward to that. And, yeah, we're on the rise.
So one thing maybe I'll ask you, Mike, is we saw the preview of the new Express Start, and it is, let's use what Randy calls it. Randy says, our material is sexy.
All right. Well, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do, upstairs.
If anyone has a copy in the U.S., send me one. Well, we haven't. What?
Doug did say the U.S. copy would be out in November.
It's coming.
Have you seen it, Carla?
Yes, I've just finished proofing it, and they printed
Excellent.
it. So,
it looks good?
Yeah. So
all the stuff? All right. Well, that's great.
So we have...
they're printing it over there. And also, the new Protect is going to be a little bit before we get that because we have inventory. And also the balance test too, but these new things are going to be coming to us also. So the new Extend is out. I think we fixed all the issues with that. The initial only receiving one, now people are receiving two, like they should, 120. And we're really, if we get a little bump, we respond a lot quicker and we can fix it. Now I want to get to the point where we don't have the bump. That's the next step. So it's just a seamless rollout. Hey, we're the U.S., include us, and get this rolling in. And I think that's the next phase. Yeah.
But, and those are issues for here. But, like, in regards to sending to Europe, I mean, in the 7 years I've been in Denmark, our issues have nothing. I mean, it is beautiful. And the way they pack it, the way it's shipped, and, because they have different kits than us, they have beautiful boxes to it. It is gorgeous. And these are the things that we're going to be doing because here in the first quarter of next year, they are launching the global web shop, meaning it is going to be you can get a customer the entire world minus 5 countries. Some of the very closed, I know Iraq was one of them, Sudan was one of them.
Cuba
was one. So there's Syria was one, yeah. And
that's the question I'll get. When are we opening Cuba? Well, we've got everywhere else. Can we just?
And so,
when's Iraq going to open?
But, you know, it's so exciting because you can, here in the first quarter, you know, we can be sending to everywhere. But you know what, guys? We have 330 million Americans who have never heard of Zinzino.
Hey, that's a good place to start.
I think so. We have 5 million Minnesotans, and we've got the biggest team in Minnesota. And I mean, 99+% of that population haven't even heard the word Zinzino yet. So we've got so much to do. So that was some of the fun things. One of the things I think is really sweet is that, you know, we've talked, so many people say, well, we'd like to get some sample things. You know, a lot of people are giving out Viva because that's a great thing to start with as a sample. You can just cut off pieces of that and you know, give people 5 tablets or give people something to start with. That's been great. But one of our great products we have is the serum, and they have that now in little bottles with 5 milliliters, and they are cute. And that's something that we can start now. And
where are they? Did you bring some? Somebody bring some to me?
I did. So we're excited about that.
That's good.
It'll be in the back office soon, and but we're excited about it. People have seen it because they're sending out, you know, that we're having that. But I think it'll be a short period of time before it'll be in our back office. But it's coming. We're excited about it. Okay, let's see. I got the hub and then the campaigns. I think that's where we're going to start. Anybody have any questions before we go into that? Because that kind of gets into some details. And you can just unmute yourself and ask.
Questions on the hub or other questions?
Well, let's go. Let's wait. Other questions first, and then we're going to go hub, then we're going to go campaigns. Back.
I do.
Yes,
I have a question. So I caught part of that. So I ended up getting an extend in a box. So are you saying we're supposed to be getting 2 boxes with 120?
Mm-hmm.
Because I just got 1 box.
Yes, that is correct. You should be getting the other box shortly.
Okay, no problem. Sounds good.
When it switched, it was just switching to 1 item, and it's going to be coming out so that it is 2. So it's 100 total.
Excellent. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else with that? Then we'll move on to the hub. The hubba hubba. It is so different to look at. And I know some people are a bit scared of, you know, okay, now there's techie things and things like that. Ken started to stand up. But, okay, so if you go into your back office, there is a link there in regards to opening up the hub. Now, the hub is kind of like a duplicated, replicated website. So, so you can actually do so many things from it. For example, you can enter in contacts in there, and it has little links that you can just say, okay, sending, you know, this information about the customer in regards to balance and Viva. So remember, Dog actually had this whole story, and so we've got this internal talk now about the taco. How many people have been watching online, actually? Anybody else watching online? Anybody else?
Yes.
Okay, maybe I can see over here. You know, it really is absolutely worth it to watch these events when, even though they're international, to watch them online. There's so much information. Ben Dixon was on twice for information, and is still, it does take time. I'm glad that I taped a lot of things because I need to hear it again and again. So like, let's say you want to, there's even blogs in there. And so if you're sending somebody information, you can send it email, you can send it over any social media, you can send it messenger. That's what I know. So I was like, okay, I can find this blog. And I hadn't seen these blogs before, but they're very professionally done. And they're really great information. One in regards to the fish oil is what I've been trying to figure out, and you can actually either copy that link or you can send it out. And it still, of course, it doesn't mean that you don't have the contacting, because it's the people that you know or that you've talked to. There's a couple people I've been talking to in the last period of time. So I was able to just take that, send it over Messenger and say, I was thinking of you when I read this, so I thought I'd send it to you. And it makes it like a simple way to just, that it's from you, but on there, and it's not a salesy thing. So when it's on there, and then actually you can order from different things. And if they order that way, or they want to know more, you're actually going to get information that they're responding to these things, or that they go in and check something out. Let's say that you are looking at sending somebody information about the customer in regards to oil. Well, you can send them, and it goes straight to that link in regards to the oil. They can watch the movie, and then it even says, try now, and they can push on the link. And if they push on the link, they can put their information on. And I've already had somebody check it out, and I can see it in there that they've checked it out. You can actually, if you're going to send it to a certain amount of people, you can see who's been watching things, how much have they done. It's a different way of tracking things. So you don't have to have everything in your head anymore of, I wonder if they looked at things. I wonder if they checked on things, because that's tracking it for you. It's kind of crazy. Mary.
Well, I was just going to add to what you're saying. There's something that Ben Dixon said that I thought was really cool. You're talking about sending articles to people, and we want to remember, obviously, to reach out and do the personal touch thing. But one line that he said that really resonated with me was, he says, hey, I thought of you when I was reading this article today. I'll give you a call later to follow up on it. So, people are always looking for, well, gosh, I want to send an article to somebody. What do I say? Well, that's pretty easy. Well, I thought of you when I read this article. Here it is. I'll call you later to follow up. I thought that was kind of a handy, easy thing he said, that really kind of opens the door to say, hey, I know what to say now when I send out these articles to people.
Yeah, and I sent a couple of them. So don't be fearful of the hub. So if you go in your back office, and I know earlier I was saying, I don't know how I'm going to get into the hub. Maybe it's an app. So if you have that in mind, because I was like, when he was still talking about it, I'm like, where is this app? I couldn't find it. But it's just a link in the back office. Push that. And the number one thing you do is to watch the tutorials about it. Now, back to this taco story. Dog actually was saying, when you get he was talking about his brother-in-law and how he made tacos, and it took forever because he had to have everything perfect and everything had to be in place. And he's like, man, I can make tacos for the family in 15 minutes. He was like, his brother's there making everything absolutely perfect before he's like, we need to eat, And he said, so in this, this is just an initial version. There are a ton of things that are not going yet, but he said there are so many things that are coming. Right now, there's only a few blogs that you can do, so you can practice a little bit on that. There are a few products that you can talk about through there, the Balance and the Viva. That's it right now. So if somebody's interested in serum, then we're a little bit stuck right now because it's not there, but it will be coming. So let's see, somebody's sending things. It's also great. The customers and partners in your business are already uploaded into the hub. You are right. And it's funny because it says Carla Wolf sent that to you. So somebody must be on with mine, but either that or it's JP somewhere.
JP's.
But either way, it's so great because they're already, if they push that link and they follow that, they become your customer, you get information. And if you have your email or your, the first thing you do is watch the tutorials. Actually, them all together is only 25 minutes. You can watch them again and again and again. And I know, Lori, you were actually watching. I'm going to unmute you if that's okay. You were watching?
Yeah, I posted a video because I knew that I'm super visual, and I know Bob is super visual in how he learns things. And so I didn't want anybody to be confused as to how to get to the hub, kind of like you were saying, is it an app? Where is it? And it was just so easy to do it once I figured it out. And I thought, I want to encourage everybody to do do all the tutorials. And I also wanted to encourage people to be on here tonight. So I thought, well, 2 birds, 1 stone, I'll do a video. Did a video tutorial. It seemed like it was really well received. So maybe I'll do another one when I figure out more about the hub.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And actually, maybe what we should do is make a post on Facebook that says, like, I'll make a picture that says hub questions. And that way people can post there and we can help each other out to answer questions. Because if everybody makes a separate post, we'll go berserk in that. But if we make one place where people can ask questions on the Facebook page, we can actually support each other. And, well, this is what I've learned. This is what I've learned. And some people are good at online things. Let me just see if Alex is on here. Alex, are you on here? Is it okay if I'm unmuting you? There you are. Alex, you're like one of the people who really know online things, and of course every type of thing is different, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So this is also taking time for you, but there are some great benefits of being online with this, correct?
Oh yeah, there's many benefits. I went through it myself, and I've seen some things because I've seen other things in other companies, but from this, what I saw, it's pretty great too. There's a lot of benefits to it compared to other applications and systems I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because most of us haven't seen other things, but so you might be the one answering some of these questions as the experts, or we'll get somebody in to do so. And Ben will do a type of a virtual thing. And he's going to do, because, we'll get some experience here in the next period of time. And there's a benefit to do some things right now. Because if you get customers, an oil customer, a Viva customer, and those are 2 of our biggest things, our most popular products, if you get customers through that hub right now, from now till the end of the month, that's why it's worth working on. You get a Balance customer or a Viva customer, you get a free product. If you get a Balance customer, you get a free Balance, a bottle of Balance oil. And if you get a customer in Viva, you're going to get a free Viva. I mean, that's crazy. So why not take the time to try to get on, and let's try to just practice it, because in a year or 2 or 3 from now, it's going to be really simple, really fast, really easy. So when you meet somebody, you can just say, oh, well, sure, let me just send you something. And that way you don't have to, you still make that, you don't think that you're just going to be flashing everybody and finding contacts or leads or whatever that is, because direct sales is a relationship business, and they made that clear. Is you are still building the relationship, and then you'll have an easier way just to send something. So that'll make a difference. And then you can, you'll have an easier way to follow up with everything. That's going to be the next thing, is that you'll be able to see, if you've got 20 people you've been talking to, you'll see who is the hottest prospects because they have watched most of your material, things like that. But now a lot of it isn't there yet. And so, as Dog says, are you going to be able to have some tacos without the guacamole and salsa yet? Because we ain't got it. It's still being programmed. It's still coming in. So we're going to get as things go. Right now, it's the customers. It'll also be for prospects. It'll also have even more blogs. It will have more information. And he says, if you knew everything that's coming on, it would knock your socks off. That's how powerful this stuff is. And actually, I'm already, my socks are already knocked off on what we're doing so far. I gotta figure this out. Okay, so So tutorial, that's the number one thing to do. And then the number two thing to do is go into your profile and get that stuff set up so that you can start using the different links, and then just play around with it a little bit. Yeah.
So when we put in our phone number on the profile, I put it in without the area code. You can't put in the hyphens. It has to be numeric. And when you look at the emails that get sent, it puts a 1 in front with all the numbers shoved together. I was kind of surprised by that because Ben's from Chicago. Is there a way to get it so that we have like the 3 digits dash 3 digits dash 4 digits? That's what we're used to in the U.S. When everything's shoved together, you know, it just looks funny. But I did have one question, and I see Mike might still be online. I'm not sure. Was there any discussion of the spam law? And I think this is important for everybody to know. I don't know if it's a North American thing, Mike, or if this is global. I know there's a new law that if you continuously send out emails to people that didn't necessarily want them, and do ours need to have on the bottom, if you want to unsubscribe, click this link. I was on a conference call with IBM where they had sent out the same notification 3 times, and somebody from Canada came back and said, this is the 3rd time I've told you, take me off your list, don't send me emails, you're violating the law in Canada. So I think it's important that we know what the spam laws are, because if you have this tool, send emails, technically that's spam.
Well, that law has been around for a while. I think we've addressed that a couple of years ago. So, I mean, what's the question? Should I need to? I haven't seen the email. Does it not have, when you send something, does it not have that feature on it?
No, it does not.
Mary? Mary, I know we know more of the answer. Yeah, Mary?
Well, what I was also going to say is, A, we're not spamming anybody because we're actually reaching out to people before we send anything out. If we're spamming people, we're doing it incorrectly. That was something that was driven home over and over and over again by several speakers today or this weekend. We definitely want, even though we have an online presence now, we definitely want to still have the personal touch. We want to reach out personally before you send people stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's not considered spam if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have, I get stuff from other places all the time I have never heard of, or I might have approved something to see something, and then you can do different things. Maybe there'll be something like that, but Ben has spent his life doing this for different people, and he's been building this kind of presence for many different places. This is what he does. So I'm not in doubt that he has definitely thought that through. But I love the fact that they're also saying, because this is not a spamming thing.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If people use it incorrectly, that's the undesired result. And I think
if they use it incorrectly, I'll find out, and then I'll terminate them. So you can relax.
Is that one of the reasons why we can't import people in? They have to come into the site because that's consent. I know that the site traps the IP address of the computer that the person's on.
I'm not sure if you're asking me or Mike.
Well, when you try to import, it won't let you import in a comma delimited name and address list, which means the only way that they can.
That's not, it's not about pulling in a list and spamming a whole list. That's
right.
What the hub is about. It's not meant that way. It was never talked about to be that way. This is an amazing, fantastic tool that is contacting people with, to give them information that there's a difference in this company. There's a difference between fishing and hunting. Spamming and everything is like trying to hunt people down and give them this and give them that. That's not what direct sales is about. Direct sales is about fishing. You give them something, and if they're hungry, they're going to grab it. If the fish aren't biting, there's nothing you can do. But what we have is stuff that everybody needs. And we just need to get the information out in a way, because none of us want to be salesy. None of us want to spam. None of us want to be trying to hunt people down or to have anybody feeling that way. So what we want to do is to be out there, and this is about, let's build that relationship first, because that way when we say, here, I was thinking about you, that makes a different feel. If they're interested, you're gonna be able to tell how interested are they, instead of now, because right now, what do? Did they get there yet? Are they going to look at it? Well, if I ask them if they saw it, do I feel like I'm chasing them? And that's how I think most of us has felt, because we want to build this business. We want to tell people how amazing our products are, because we know that everybody needs it. We know 99% of the people need our product, and how many people on this line have had an amazing result. I mean, I'm looking on here. I know so many of you had almost miraculous results with being in balance, and we're so excited about telling it. And then people do, sometimes, you know, they if we have any type of salesy feeling, it's, whoa, talk to the hand. Well, this is an extra tool for us that we can use to say, hey, I was thinking of you. And not only that, it tracks each and every person, how far they've been looking at videos and how far they've been doing. And then we know what are the top prospects of people who has not looked at it all. Well, now we know they're probably not as interested. Maybe we should talk to this person instead of this one. So it kind of helps us, lead us in that way. But it's going to be practicing. It's going to be still making our connections. Maybe the first people we start with are people that we know, or maybe you've got somebody close to you that you can say, hey, you know, take a look here. I know people here in Denmark that are going to do home parties this week. And that way they can say, well, here, I'll send you the link, you know, and they're going to go through the hubs to get those free products. And they're going to be right there, so they can actually help them, walk them through it, and tell them that, saying, well, I'm learning too in this, so I'm going to send this to you. And then let their person log on, and they can order their product from the home party right through the hub. And that way they can even help them a little bit. I mean, that's a great idea to get some potential people as customers or partners. So an amazing tool that we're getting. And like I said, it's going to be expanding. There's going to be new things coming all the time, but we can just get a taste of how is it to send something out. So just watch the tutorials. Together, they're under a half hour. So great for attention span. And one reason that practicing on that, because if you're getting more and more customers or partners, we have a campaign right now that when they said it, I don't think we believed it, did we?
Oh, not really. Here we go again.
Here we go again. I know for me, when they said, okay, 5 action points, because we've done that before. And I remember last time we had 5 action points, I think half the people who did them in the team did them on the last day. We got those 5 action points in, but now we've got, you know, the next, now it's the next 8 days to get these action points. And if you get 5 action points, remember, it's every product or every Premier kit gives you an action point, or basic gives you 1. The advanced kit gives you 2, and the ultimate kit gives you 3. And remember, a new partner today, and so welcome to our new partner today. We should actually congratulate you for making that. We're welcoming you to the team. Great that you're a part of the team. You actually have the same the same possibility to get these action points and have 200%. That means, so for every product or kit or new customer or partner that comes in, if it would have given you 10 credits, that's how we're adding up the volume. If it would give you 10 credits, usually when you have ECB, you get 20 credits. But when you have 200%, you're getting 30. So not 10, not even 20, but 30 credits. If it was that, if it's 100 credits, it's not 200, it's 300 when you have 200%. That's crazy. I just think it's wild. And if you have 5 action points by the end of the month, so that's the last day of this month, which is the 31st of the month at 5 o'clock Central Time, that's how you get 5 action points. And if you just think, I'm going to do those last 3 more, and you end up with a total of 8 action points, you have 200% for the entire month of September. I see Mark in the background doing this. You know, I can't believe that they're doing this amazing. I mean, it's just crazy. And I know so many of you have written me and said, okay, I want that as my goal. So actually right now, we're going to make some different groups. When we were in Mastermind, we made some decisions and said, okay, we know some of us want to work harder and work more. So if you are one of those people who said, I want to commit to doing this, you know, as much as we can, we talked with Marco Pessanante. He is a Crown in Zinzino, but he's only been in for a short period of time, little over a year. And in that time, he's hit Crown. Last year, he sponsored 50 people. He and he is, I don't know, we got so much out of him speaking. I don't know. Does anybody even want to say anything about that?
I will. He was just incredible. the way that he approaches this business is he's a professional. He holds people accountable. Mm-hmm. And we talked about how we've been Minnesota nice. I know. I was saying that. I'm like, man, somebody's going to think, ooh, that might be bitchy. But it's when people have a goal. I think that was a lot of it. And to really help people achieve their biggest dreams, we do have to hold them accountable. If they said, the one thing that I got out of what he said was, or not the one thing, one of the many things, but the one thing that really I keep thinking about over and over again is, if somebody says they have this goal, but their actions are here, then he says, okay, you know, I mean, he doesn't ever like make them feel bad about it. It's just, okay, well, something has to change. So either your action has to change to you know, rise up to your goal, or your goal has to change to, you know, has to drop a little bit to be more realistic with your actions. And that to me, it just made so much sense. And it's you know, our Express Start talks about false mercy. And I think that cuts out false mercy.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I also like the other thing he talked about where he said he committed for 1 year to do 7 meetings a week for 1 year. Yep. And he says, look where that got him. You know, 1 year, 7 meetings a week.
And so he made a special group that was going to do some accountability things and make sure, saying, I want to be a part of this. And so we actually said, well, let's start that. So if you want to be a part of that group, would you send a personal message to maybe one of your Diamond Uplines and let us know? And we will, if you want to be a part of that group, we're going to do that, but we're going to do it for a 6-week period. We just talked about it today, because that'll be the October and November. And then we might need to do smaller groups of some sort after that. So then we'll do something else, but we're going to see how much we can do for the 6-week time and run for it and be accountable. And actually we've done it for 1 week, and the more meetings we have, the more accountable we are to all of this. It's been crazy. We can see new partners coming in, new customers coming in, because we're actually just holding each other accountable to what we really want and to our own goals. So it's really great to have something that you can actually follow. So anyway, if you want to be a part of the Fast Track group, just let us know, and we'll add you to that. We're actually thinking of maybe doing other accountability groups too, of people who say, I want to be a part of the Fantastic Five. I'm going to be a part of the people who do 5 meetings a week, and maybe do an accountability group there. Mary.
Well, the other thing that, you know, you said that brought it too is one thing Marco did say is he gave everybody 2 weeks. So if you said you're going to be the Super 7 group and you're going to do 7 meetings a week, if you miss it the first week, okay, you miss it the second week, you're out of that group, because now you're just wasting the people's time in that group, and you need to go into a lower group. And that was pretty tough to hear, but it makes sense. I don't know how many people between Mastermind and this weekend at the annual event that I heard from stage say, get an accountability partner, keep yourself accountable. And that was huge. I mean, I can't even count how many leaders said that.
Yes. So we're gonna do that same thing and talk about it. Maybe I'll make one post in regards to accountability groups so that we can actually do that. You know, they do them in churches, do small groups. They say it's important there too. Why not when we have big goals and dreams also of being a part of the wellness revolution? We want to spread this to everybody. We have something to help so many people. And I'm going to finish off with something that just keeps getting to me. For one thing, if you are watching online and watch the event, you'll notice that there's Hungarians everywhere. The country of Hungary started last year in August. One of the gals who started, Ria, she had done direct sales, didn't want to do direct sales again, but got into this company and knew this is where she wanted to be. Her son had looked at it, and she went to check it out because she wanted to check out what her son was looking at. And she decided to get started in the business when she saw the founders and talked with them. Eep, our Danish, one of our Danish leaders, went down to meet with her, and she said, after I met him, I knew this is a company with heart. This is a company with integrity. This is a company that have products that are amazing and that are nothing like what she had. And she came to the annual event last year with a T balance, meaning her total customers and partners of 38. Came this year with a T balance of total customers and partners of 6,300. It was like fall over backwards type thing, you know. And now I had to, because at some point I was thinking, man, I almost got depressed thinking, you know, I'm sure not very good at that. It took me 7 years to get that far. But there is something to be said about the personal development. There's something to be said about getting, like, you could feel it with Marco, the experience he has in this industry. And don't put, you know, your competition is in the mirror. But, you know, when you see that can happen with that potential, that's where the U.S. is going. You know, we can see it. Hungary isn't a great big country. And yet one of her first partners was also somebody from a direct sales company. And he was in a company, and he told he was making 25,000 euro a month, about $25,000 a month, in another direct sales company. And when he looked and met Eep, looked at the company, went into detail, he went home that day and told his wife that we found our home in direct sales. And he left, because, you know, you can't do more than one company. So he left that company, walked away from $25,000 a month, and started Zinzino. And that was sometime through this year. His name is Attila. And it was an amazing time just listening to him. And how he said, because everybody needs this. And their key is because everybody gets started, they get everybody, tons of, you know, they get their family, their moms, their dads, their kids, their grandparents, their cousins, their neighbors, and their best friends. And they get everybody on the products because everybody needs it. And it's not just getting them in balance. They say you need to have the bulletproof diet. And they do. Oil Extend as the minimum, xenobiotic included, to get a bulletproof diet. And that is getting everybody to at least A team. And that's how they're exploding. They already have one of the highest numbers of people, customer partner ratio, because they understand we need to get everybody on the products. That was a key. And then they're telling people about this, and they're getting more and more people in. They had 3 people from Hungary up in front who had sponsored over 50 people this year and are going on one of the trips with Orion and Hilda. That is huge. So, okay. So to me, I was like, I wrote to myself, note to self, lots of sponsored people, lots of customers equals top growth. It was like, duh, but it was the key, and that was huge. And it's the same thing. Germany is exploding, and Germany will probably, Doug said, be in the pace they're going, they will be a number one contender very soon, because most countries like Denmark that I live is 5-6 million people. Germany is 80 million people. They have potential, but there's one country who outnumbers them all. Yep. The US. We have people out of balance, the people that need our products. And I know there are people who say, I've got this in my heart. It went from my head to my heart. I'm ready to run with this. And so we need to just set goals. Actually, I just thought of something because of what Lori was saying there. I think I think if it's okay, I actually got the copy from Jeff and Donna. Let me just see if I've got you guys here close by. Jeff and Donna, I saw you were on here. I waved a little bit ago. If you guys are on here, go ahead and unmute yourself.
They came in and out. They must be having trouble.
Oh, there she is. I found them. I'll unmute them. Jeff and Donna.
Yeah.
I got the recording of Marco's. Is it okay if we post that? I'll just post it on the team page.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Okay. So I'll post that on the team page. We had an amazing meeting with Marco. It's 1 hour and 17 minutes. Maybe it's a good thing for people to be listening to. And then if you have questions about those, maybe I'll post that in the accountability group. And then let's just see, are we ready to go? If you want to be a part of that, sounds great. We'll post that. But like I said, there's one country who can outnumber everybody and really say, and that's our goal. We talk quite often in the Diamond Group, and we've made one goal. Absolutely. By far. Jeff, Donna, we're going to be number one, right?
Darn right.
Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Well, I'm not in doubt. You don't have any doubt from me, because I was sitting there at that event going, this is going to be just in the U.S., not too far from now. We've got this. So I would say action plan right now is to, number one, make sure you know your why, of why you want to do this. They talked about it at Mastermind again and again and again and again and again. Make sure you've got that why. And make sure you have your list. Don't even get started until you have your 100-name list. Don't do anything. You'll hear it from Marco even. And then it's about contacting people, learning the skills of contacting people. And right now we have an amazing way to contact people. So let's start to work through the hub and do that. And find out, what is your goal for the rest of the month? Because how we finish this month is how we're going to start next month. That's going to make a big deal. So go into the hub, go through the tutorials, go through getting your profile set up, and click around, and you'll find blogs you can send, and you'll find ways to get either the oil or the Viva out to people also. And then find that accountability person. Or if you want to be a part of an accountability group, we're doing the first group for the next 6 weeks, and then we'll probably evaluate how things are before we go into other groups, because he talked about having smaller groups, but we're just going to start our first accountability group with the Super 7, and so we might need to divide up and find more accountability people within that group. But if you want to be a part of it, you let us know, and we'll add you to that. We're excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about where we're going. And the hub is out. Our products are amazing. Things are getting better and better all the time. Zinzino is definitely on the rise. And I think the U.S. is going to have the best October and the best November they have ever had. So I know I'm up for doing the 8 points. I don't know. Anybody up to? I'm actually just going to unmute everybody.
Right one.
There we go.
Yep.
Go for the 8. Go for the 8.
Raise the 8.
Working on it. That's what we're doing too.
Yes.
200% ECB, let's go.
Does anybody have any questions? Or anything they want to say?
Are we going to be tonight?
What's that, Jeff?
Are we going to be doing this call every Monday night?
Actually, because I had talked with some of the leaders over there, we were actually looking at maybe, because like Marco said, yeah, he'd love to be on our team once in a while. But if we do something Monday night, we won't be able to have any foreigners on because it's 4 in the morning. There's not many of us crazy foreigners getting up at 4 in the morning. So my question is, how about if we did something where we do our half-hour team meeting, because I know this one took longer. There was so much to go through. But I want to do a half-hour team meeting every week. That's one thing that Marco said is necessary. You do a training. And people need to be trained. We need to be on here every week, and then we need to have an accountability group to do that too, who meets every week. So what would people say? And I know some people say, okay, we don't like to do things on Sunday, but I think Sunday afternoon, if we said 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I think 2 o'clock works well because most people are done with church and they went out for dinner. And then we'd have 2 o'clock. If we said we did a team meeting and training every time for a half hour, and then accountability groups could meet right afterwards.
Yeah.
What do people feel about that? Could we get any thumbs up or? Oh, I see lots of thumbs up. Okay, because that way we could do a training every time, and then.
I will.
And then.
How do you do a thumbs down?
Oh, I don't see a thumbs down. Where's the thumbs down?
That is during the Vikings game usually. What time again? It was breaking up on our end.
Is it because of the Vikings though?
No, I work. Find out how to do a thumbs down.
The thing is if we're, and people don't have to be on exactly at that time. We record every time, and there's people who couldn't be on today. And if we record every time, that way we post it and people will always be able to see it whenever they want to see it.
Okay.
Okay, so Sunday time, you thinking?
Sunday Central Time, 2 o'clock. That way, Marco's going to be one of the first people on. So what we'll do is we'll post the recording with him first so people can hear it, and I will contact him and ask when his first availability is, when it's Sunday. And I asked Ria, the gal from Hungary. She's ready to be on. I've asked many of the top leaders that were there, and they said definitely. And that works out great for them to be on. So, and we're going to do a team meeting every week. If you think it's too much, that's okay. Don't need to be on every week, but you can always watch the recording. So we're excited about that. And that way we only have 1 hour to put it. We don't have to find an accountability group. But if you have a partner, I know some people, they meet with their accountability partner or talk with them daily, because that's where they're at. That's where they want to go. And that's a fun way to get things going and to have fun with this business. So who's ready for it?
I'm ready.
And how awesome is it that all the people that you mentioned are not our upline, and yet what does it say about this company that they are willing to come on our meeting and share their secrets to success, and they're not even our upline?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. When we become number one, they want to share in the glory.
Well put, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think you're out there. Yeah, I think we've gotten all the info.
There's no shortage of, like you said, the leaders, like you go over there, there's no shortage of leaders that want to sit and have a cup of coffee with you and talk to you. It's amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. It's
No.
always been that way.
Mhm.
So we're excited for the future. Let's all make a team act. We want to be number one. We want to be. I don't want them to always talk about Hungary or the Sweden or Germany. I think we should be number one, and it just takes our action. That's why we're going to do more action with more accountability groups. And I'm not in doubt, guys. If we want to, we could be exploding in the next couple months. But it's up to us. So that's why we need to set our goals, find out where we want to be, set that pace, and shift into the gear that we want to be in. And I'm ready to shift to the next gear. So we're excited.
Plan all set up. So hey.
Fantastic. I'll make a couple posts so that one of them will be accountability groups, and one will be hub questions. So I'll make that right away, and I'll post this recording so that the people in your team that could not be on, hopefully they'll listen to this, and we'll do that once a week. We're going to have time where we're going to train every week with new topics and new people coming on. Okay?
Great.
I'm excited about it. That way we can grow over the entire United States with that. So we're excited about it. Oh, and maybe we should say, mark your calendars already now. Arlo, when is that BP? And
It's November 6th.
It's Tuesday night, 7 p.m. November 6th. I'm just waiting for confirmation from Cambria before I post it.
Okay.
But usually they're pretty good about letting us come in there.
Great. The 2nd is when I think I'm landing over there. So if you have things that you want to do between November 2nd and I'll be there to like the 15th, please contact me. Let's make a plan to get things going here and now. And I hear something in the background over here. I better watch out. It's 5 a.m. This is usually when my grandson gets up. So
It's going to work, Carla.
it's the favorite time of day for me. Oh, I didn't even get to. Oh, yes, he is. Does anybody want to say hi to my grandson?
Yeah.
Hi, Colin. Did you hear him? He sees Grandma. Okay. Okay. Look who's here. We're done. I should actually stop the recording.
Hey there.
Hi. Hi, everybody. This is fun. Hello, everybody in the team. This is one of my favorite people in the world. And I'm on morning shift. Okay. Well, thanks for a great team meeting, everybody. And we are looking forward to seeing this month rock. We're going to rock this month.
You got this.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, Carla.
Great evening.
Are you gonna post this, Carla?
I'm posting it as soon as it gets uploaded.
Super. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. You wave. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.